Syria's main opposition group has elected a new leader. At a meeting in Qatar, the Syrian National Council appointed an 11-member executive committee and elected George Sabra as their president. Sabra is a Christian who has served jail terms over his calls for political reform.
His election was greeted with applause and the congratulations appeared warm and genuine. But George Sabra's job of leading Syria's fractious opposition will be far from easy. He began his new role by setting out an optimistic vision.
We hope to have democratic elections in our country that allow people, whatever their political and religious affiliation, to take part freely and help build a new Syria. The Syrian people and tens of thousands of victims have paid a heavy price for this.
US Secretary of State Hillary Clinton had criticized the SNC for being dominated by exiles who haven't been in Syria for 10, 20 years, such as the outgoing President Abdel Basit Saida. Well, George Sabra left Syria earlier this year.
A change of policy is not expected, but a change of style. After his election, charismatic Sabra made an impromptu appearance on Arabic television. He's vowed to work alongside other opposition groups to end the Syrian crisis.
Opposition groups say 126 people were killed in Syria on Friday alone, and thousands of civilians are being forced to flee into neighboring Turkey. But as Ivan Watson reports for us now, the refugee influx is not the only way that this war is bleeding into Turkey.
The war in Syria is spilling across the border into Turkey. Nervous Turkish soldiers take cover on Friday as gun battles rage just across the frontier between rebels and Syrian government troops. Here, armed Syrian rebels operate just a few hundred yards away from Turkish border guards. This battle on the border has sent hordes of Syrians fleeing to Turkey. More than 8,000 refugees entered, the Turkish government says, in a single day. We're carefully monitoring the situation, this Turkish official tells journalists. 2 Turks were wounded yesterday and 2 more wounded today. It's easy to see how this happened when you look at the map. Residents describe the Syrian town of Ras Al Ain and the Turkish town Ceylan Pinar as basically one city divided only by a fence.
As many as 11,000 Syrians have fled violence in their country in the last 24 hours. Fresh clashes broke out in the Al-Hasaka province in the northeast of Syria between opposition fighters and regime troops, forcing residents to make a dash for the border into Turkey. It brings the total number of Syrian refugees in the region to 408,000.
This is the highest number we have received so far, and I would say the arrival of the last 24 hours is really one of the highest we have had for quite some time.